There's no question Russell Wilson doesn't look like people thought he was going over to Denver. But Denver never had, in my opinion, high hopes of finishing the deal in that particular division in the AFC West.
What?
No. Because if you think about it, Mark Slayer came on my radio show, and I've said this many times, a guy that's on the ground in Denver. He said,
He knows.
Even if they got Aaron Rodgers, they're not ready for Kansas City and the LA Chargers. They're probably not even going to be a playoff team with Aaron Rodgers. He knew something I didn't know. All I could do is go off of that. But I can tell you one thing about the Indianapolis Colts. When they got Matt Ryan and Jonathan Taylor's the running back and the defense is playing good, I said, Matt Ryan's a veteran quarterback. He'll be able to go in there, not turn the football over record-breaking like he's doing, not take all the sacks like he's doing. He'll understand, get rid of the football if the line breaks down. And they'll be in a division with Jacksonville and Houston, and the only team they really got to worry about is Tennessee. And they should be able to get things done. He looks like a complete shell of himself. He didn't look like this a year ago in Atlanta. Okay, Atlanta didn't have anything. You figured they put him with Michael Pittman Jr., they'll draft a guy, they'll be fine. Now, all of a sudden, he's benched. They're going in a different direction, and I understand he got banged up in the game last week and he got hurt. But they're now saying, okay, we're going with a different quarterback for the entire rest of the season. So that's a huge disappointment because when you talk about it, Jeff, and you know Indy, they had high hopes of finishing this division off. They went to the playoffs with Phillip Rivers. They thought that they got rid of something when they got rid of Carson Wentz. They said, okay, we got rid of these turnovers. We got rid of a skitty quarterback. Now, all of a sudden, we get an older guy in Matt Ryan who knows how to play at a high level in the National Football League. We didn't give up much to get him, but we felt that we could still compete at a high level. And it's not happening. It just didn't happen for them. Russell Wilson moving on, part him, part Pete Carroll, because Pete Carroll, much like you said, felt like he had something in Geno Smith. He moved on from him. So that tells me right then and there, he didn't think Russell Wilson was all that to begin with, because what they don't do in the National Football League, and you know this, Jeff, and you do too, Stephen and Molly, they don't get rid of you if you can play the quarterback position because there's not a lot of great ones. What did Green Bay do? They said, oh, no, we don't want Jordan Love. Will you come back to us and please play with us? We'll do whatever you want, Aaron Rodgers. That's not what Pete Carroll said about Russell Wilson. He said, well, go on and get your money, go somewhere else because I got the same guy with a different number that can do the same things that you did for us in Geno Smith. That's why, to me, the bigger disappointment certainly is Matt Ryan.
Yeah, listen, I think both are disappointing. Russell Wilson, to me, is significantly more the disappointment in this conversation. Listen, Matt Ryan he's an aging guy who was supposed to be a placeholder until they can find their new quarterback. Hopefully they would play good. Like to Frank Reich's point, we're going to give you a great run game, just manage the game. They've asked him to try to win games. He was not capable of doing that. Protections, he had no idea what was going off. So it looks absolutely awful. He's fumbling snaps. He's fumbling the ball. All of that is atrocious. Here's what didn't happen in Indy that happened in Denver. $250 million spent on a guy that you think is going to come in and run this franchise and get this thing headed the right direction. Now, I would equate that same movement as a Tom Brady going from New England to Tampa, Peyton Manning going from Indianapolis to Denver Broncos. And the reason I'm equating that, not equating the quarterback quality, I don't mean it that way, but when you bring a guy and you pay a guy that much money, you believe he's going to change the culture of your building. No different than when Matt Stafford left Detroit and went to he's going to be the guy that's going to carry us on. That was the intention of the Denver Broncos. Here's what's happened. He's played awful. He has regressed. You think about that Indy game on that Thursday night. The dude throws plays that rookies don't make, interceptions. You can't have that. So when you are costing your team games at that position, you're in big trouble. Because here's the deal. You and I both know this, Key. You can lose a locker room really quickly. And if you think about Hackett in this football team, he might lose his job because of what's happening with Russell Wilson. I can assure you the expectations in Denver are much higher.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.